Without hope, without faith, without courage. That's how Robert A. Hawkins' mother described her son to reporters. To his victims, Hawkins showed he was also without pity. Shocking act of violence number 3 is the Westroads Mall shooting. It was early December 2007. Employees and customers at the popular Westroads shopping center in Omaha, Nebraska were caught up in the holiday rush. 19-year-old Robert Hawkins wasn't in the Christmas spirit.
He had a history of drug use, a history of mental illness problems. Apparently he was sent for a psychiatric evaluation at one point, but there was very little follow-up.
On December 4th, Hawkins stole his stepfather's assault rifle from a closet.
The gun was not locked, the gun was not hidden, the ammunition was not kept separately.
The next morning, Hawkins left suicide notes for friends and family.
She talked about being depressed, he talked about being a burden to people, and claims that he just snapped.
Hawkins then drove his 1995 Jeep Laredo 12 miles to the Westroads Mall in Omaha. The 19-year-old entered the mall through the Von Maur department store.
He entered the elevator, went straight to the 3rd floor, and when he came out of the 3rd floor, he had an assault rifle.
Hawkins opened fire on shoppers and employees. The first frantic 911 call came in at 1:43 p.m.
911, what's your emergency? Hello, 911.
There was one person shot on the 1st floor, one person shot on the 2nd floor, and all the other victims were on the 3rd floor.
Von Maur's HR manager, Jody Longmire, was one of the people who dialed 911.
I am on the 3rd floor. That's where most of the people who have been shot are at.
Okay, how many people do you have that are shot there?
As far as I can tell, I have 2 to roughly 4.
Police and paramedics arrived at the store within 6 minutes of the first phone call.
At that time, there was quite a few cruisers pulling up and getting out their assault weapons, so I immediately asked if the scene was secure, and they said that the shooter was still possibly inside.
But it was already too late.
The gun is laying over by customer service. There's an officer there now. It looks like he might have killed himself.
Okay, you see it laying by a gun?
I see him laying by a gun.
Hawkins' final act was to turn the assault rifle on himself.
Shortly after the initial entry was made by the police officers, paramedics were brought in with police and were able to basically triage the situation.
What we had here wasn't just a regular shooting, that we actually had very close to a mass casualty.
5 women and 3 men, ages 24 to 65, lost their lives that day. 4 more were seriously wounded.
During the event, you're just focused on your job, but later on, you start, seeing the names, seeing the faces, and you're going, oh my gosh, because we all have families. It hits home. And that was what made it even harder. Once you start to get to know the people that passed away, it was just senseless.